Hey, howdy party people. If you're a big fan of dinosaurs, like I am, and you're also a big fan of Hytale, like I am, you might be wondering which dinosaurs are going to show up in the game. This video should run over pretty much every single one that we know of. It's not a lot, but it's what we have so far. All of the dinosaurs that we know about in Hytale are restricted to Zone 4. If you don't know, zones are like groups of biomes that Hytale uses. Each one represents a different part of the overall story and progression of the game. Zone 4 in particular is a fiery and wastelandish hell zone known as the Devastated Lands, but the underground section is made up of 4 distinct layers of cave. The layers are as follows. Layer 1 is the Devastated Caves. There's not a lot of information to go off of for these, other than it's pretty similar to the surface in terms of the fire and the general atmosphere. We don't really know any mobs or prefabs that'll spawn there at all, but it acts as a transition layer between the surface and Layer 2. Layer 2 is where you start to see a lot more vegetation, water features, and potentially non-fiery animals. Then you get to Layer 3, which is a dense jungle with animals, plant life, vines, and most notably, the Slothian villages. The Slothians are a race of people that are basically humanoid sloths, inspired by the game's creator Simon, who usually uses a sloth as his avatar. Interestingly, there does appear to be some level of dinosaur life starting on Layer 3, which leads me to believe that these layers might not be as strictly defined as some people have been led to believe. I think it's more of a slow gradient. Layer 4 is where life found a way. These are the Forgotten Caves, where all or most of the dinosaurs seem to live. There's probably some other animals, probably still some jungle-like foliage. It's also extremely dark, requiring constant use of torches. Another reason Layer 4 appears to be so dark is that there's not as much lava down at this level, if any, which is interesting because you would assume that the lava would flow from the surface level of Zone 4 down into the lower caves. This leads me to believe that lava on the surface probably isn't naturally occurring. Now then, let's get into the dinosaurs and go through them one by one. We don't have a lot of documentation or photography for a lot of them, but I'll give you what I know. Dimetrodons. These aren't technically dinosaurs, but I thought I would include them since they're part of the prehistoric life present in Zone 4. They're most known for having a sail on their back, similar to the Spinosaurus. The sail was once believed to be used for heat regulation, like was said of Spino for a long time, but it's more likely for mating displays. By clade it's a synapsid, but technically it's a mammal with reptile-like features. It's actually older than the first known dinosaurs, and was believed to eat fish and smaller reptiles. There's not a lot known about it in Hytale other than the art that you can see. It doesn't appear to be bioluminescent in terms of appendages that are bioluminescent, but it does potentially have bioluminescent scales, like the ceratopsid. While most people call the dinosaur in the front of this image a triceratops, it doesn't seem to have the correct horn configuration to be a triceratops. Ceratopsids are the family to which Triceratops belongs, but it contains many other animals that have different horns, frills, and other anatomical features. Right now, the Hytale fandom wiki currently mentions Centrosaurus as a potential close match for the one in the screenshot. I would also suggest Styracosaurus, though the frill horns normally grow much further out from the frill itself. It could be a juvenile. Spinops is somewhat similar, but features outward horns from the top of the frill and the cheekbone area, making it a poor match. The species the wiki mentions, Centrosaurus, has a similar problem with the horns on the top of the frill. Coronosaurus also has cheekbone and top frill horns, making it a poor match as well. Sinoceratops is a close match other than the gaps in the frill. Personally, I would say Styracosaurus is the closest fit, seeing as a juvenile wouldn't have frill horns as pronounced as the adults. It's also possible that it's an original creation, and not an existing ceratopsid species. Notably, whatever species it is, it does have bioluminescent scales and a beautiful pattern on its body. This is a reoccurring pattern for a lot of the dinosaurs in Zone 4, as it's how they've adapted to the low light levels of these caves. Perhaps Dimetrodon, if it doesn't have bioluminescent scales, has improved night vision. Next up we have the Cave Rex. There's not a lot known about this one. It must be closely modeled after the T-Rex though, seeing as there aren't really any other Rexes in dinosaurs, even though there are other Tyrannosaurids. As far as Hytale goes, there's concept art where we can see a bioluminescent appendage similar to that of an anglerfish. Fun fact about anglerfish, all of them are female like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were intended to be. I won't get into any more detail than that though, because it's kinda disturbing. There's also a couple of in-game images containing a dinosaur that is believed to be the Cave Rex. We aren't sure if this will be a boss or just a particularly dangerous mob roaming around the area. I'm leaning more towards the latter, but it's possible it could be a mini-boss, and those photos also could have been staged. One of these in-game photos depicts what we believe to be a Cave Rex on the outside of a Slothian village, which, as I mentioned before, occur on Layer 3, so again, it might be more of a fluid system than people are thinking. Again, the photo might not have been a candid. Notably, the Rexes that we've seen appear to have their upper teeth bearing on the outside of their mouth in both screenshots, which is a bit of a creative twist on T-Rexes, as it's believed now that they have some level of lips. Raptors are the species we've seen the most of, especially since they were the focus of 2 officially released videos recently. In the first, we see a player exploring the lowest levels of Zone 4 with a torch out. Then they hear the Raptors all around them and quickly put the torch away in favor of a shield. The Raptors still notice him and quickly surround him. The player manages to escape, but not before one of the Raptors gets a few slashes in with its forelimb claws. They pursue him to mixed effect. The second clip shows the player climbing on top of a Raptor and riding them around in the deserts of Zone 2. This is something the team whipped up a quick mod to do, mostly as an example of what's easily possible with modding tools. This probably won't be in the game at early access launch, given that Simon said there really isn't a taming system, and as of right now the only rideable mounts are horses and rams. Raptors notably do have bioluminescence as well, with appendages on their heads similar to the Cave Rex concept art. However, the Cave Rex has 4 of these while the Raptor has 1. Last but certainly not least, we have Archaeopteryx, which was recently spotted in the list of mobs during the creative gameplay video, and we haven't seen any concept art or screenshots of them, but it's exciting to know there's dinosaurs we have yet to see. Archaeopteryx in particular is a really cool pick, as it's one of the stereotypically feathered raptors and a significant find in the history of paleontology, playing a huge part in proving the connection between dinosaurs and contemporary birds. Seeing them in game would be really cool, so hopefully they are in. The majority of these dinosaurs seem to exist as a way of adding danger to the lowest levels of Zone 4 in the Forgotten Jungles. There isn't a taming system in place right now, so it's unlikely we'll be able to domesticate or mount any of them for the time being. There's some classic and iconic species and families of dinosaur not represented, such as sauropods, ankylosaurids, stegosaurids, and hadrosaurs. I would personally love to see Titanosaurus, Spinosaurus, or Therizinosaurus get added. It'll be really cool to see what kind of dinosaurs modders can add to the game. Minecraft already has several excellent dinosaur mods, such as Jurassic Reborn and Prehistoric Fauna, and that gives me hope that Hytale gets some good ones too. Creating Jurassic Park or other dinosaur-themed builds is going to be a lot of fun even with the dinosaurs we have right now, especially since the basics of building are so appealing, with vertical slabs, horizontal fences, and a reportedly extensive library of blocks. Hopefully the dinosaurs will be a meaningful part of exploration and survival gameplay as well, and they add a couple more dinos eventually. I'm happy Hytale will feature dinosaurs at all. Let me know, and I'm not engagement farming, I'm truly curious. What's your favorite dinosaur? No pterosaurs or marine reptiles? Mine, personally, is Spinosaurus, but it's like a 10-way tie. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe as I want to get you all more content soon. I will catch you guys in the next one.